Welcome to On Campus at Lamar University here on KVLU. I'm Stacy Taylor, First Lady of Lamar University. My guest today is Sara Barboza, a history major, a dance minor, and an LU ambassador. Sara, thank you for being here. You are a history education major with a minor in dance. At what point in your life, or when was it, or even who, that made you say, I want to do history, but also with dance? What brought that into your life?
Well, I was always a dancer. My mom put me in dance since I was 3 because I had too much energy. But then when I moved to the United States in about 2019, I was having a hard time with the transition into a new country. But my history teacher in high school was really, really special to me. She kept up with me. She made sure I was doing all right. And she was my teacher for both of the years that I was in high school. And it really made an impact on me. And I wanted to make that impact on some other students.
Okay, you recently did a research paper. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, it was a paper I did for my history research class in the fall of 2023. It was with Dr. Kiwi, and it was a paper on Bunny Coconuts, which she was a dance teacher here in Beaumont in the area, and she was actually married to the mayor of Beaumont, and she was really impactful person to the community, and she really was like a second mom to a lot of girls here in Beaumont.
Okay, so that actually has a tie with Lamar, with Beaumont, and I was going to say, so that is really great. Can you tell me a little more about her, or some of the things she did?
Well, yes, she was born here. She trained under Agnes Correa, which was one of the first dance teachers here in Beaumont. She had her whole life here. She had 2 kids. She opened a dance studio after Agnes Correa died, as a way to move on and to carry on her legacy. And she had a really successful students and shows that she put on every year for the community that people really enjoyed and looked forward to. She passed away in 2016, but her daughter still carries on with a dance studio here in Beaumont.
Okay, so this is history continuing into, past, present, future here. So that is wonderful.
It really is.
With your history education major, what are your plans for the future? You've got the history and the dance. Is that something you're thinking combining somehow later on?
Yes, I'm thinking of being a high school history teacher, and hopefully at a school that has a dance team that I could coach at, be an assistant coach, or maybe just teach for the dance department in the high school. That's my plan.
Okay, so that I was going to say, you are wanting to go forward and impact students the way you were impacted and helped by a history teacher, but throwing in the dance so that you are going to be able to help the other students. And who knows, you may get to a school that does not have a dance program and start one up. So that is something that is really great.
It is. It's really exciting. It's something that I've thought about for a long time and actually changed my majors a couple of times because this is really what I wanted to do, but it took me a couple of tries to get to this point.
I was going to say, find a passion and make it your life. So that is wonderful.
It really is.
What about Lamar brought you here?
Well, like I said, I was having a little bit of a hard time with the transition after moving here, and I wasn't really sure if I wanted to go to college or if I just wanted to stay home and find work there. My parents are in Katy. But then I got a little Lamar brochure in the mail, and I was like, oh, this looks really nice. Let's just look it up. And it was a sense of home that I haven't felt in a while when I looked it up, and then I came to Cardinal View before I applied, and it just really felt like a community, like a home, after not feeling like having one for a long time.
Oh, that is wonderful. We always try to strive for that and want students or potential students to feel at home. So I'm glad you chose Lamar.
Me too.
Okay, now you are also one of the Lamar ambassadors. Can you tell us a little bit about what goes into being an ambassador?
Well, I've always seen ambassadors as the connection between alumni and donors with the student life here at Lamar. We try to represent Lamar as best as possible. So being an ambassador wasn't something I necessarily had in mind when I came here, but a lot of my friends were telling me to apply and to try it out, and they were like, just apply and see what happens. And it has really been a great opportunity to network with other people and just really get comfortable, just talking and being a presence in a room, which can be sometimes uncomfortable.
Oh, yes, I can definitely agree with that. I think maybe I need to go through the Lamar train or the ambassador training to help me be a little more comfortable sometimes. So
They are really fun.
I was going to say, I always enjoy when we get to hang out with them in an event. Well, thank you for coming in today, and I really enjoy getting to talk to you and get to know you a little bit better. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks to my guest, Sara Barboza. I'm Stacy Taylor. For more information, check out lamar.edu. Thank you for listening to On Campus at Lamar University here on KVLU.